At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
When we started writing our thoughts down on paper, it opened up endless possibilities. Ideas could grow beyond the borders of the mind, and it changed the world. Somewhere along the way, we lost touch with paper, distracted by devices made for every purpose except for thinking and focus. On edge, waiting for the next notification. But what if new technology didn't pull us away from paper, but brought us closer to it? Listen. That's not paper. It's the sound of the new Remarkable Paper Pro, rewriting the future. A paper tablet with a true color ink display, gentle reading light, and unheard of tactility. With digital features for taking notes, thinking, and organizing, without any distractions. Paper is about to change the world again. Get your paper tablet at remarkable.com today.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. So today is April 22nd, 2025, and that means, well, yesterday was Earth Day.
That's right, Earth Day 2025. Quite a bit of energy around it, as always.
Definitely, and that's what we want to do today, sort of unpack that energy. We're going to be digging into what Earth Day really signifies, especially thinking about yesterday's events and discussions.
Yeah, it's interesting how much online chatter you see. I bet searches for Earth Day 2025, even just when is Earth Day, were pretty high.
Oh, for sure. People asking, is today Earth Day? Yesterday. It gives you that snapshot of global curiosity.
Exactly, and that curiosity is kind of our jumping off point.
Right. So the mission for this deep dive isn't just a recap. It's more about exploring the lasting meaning, the ongoing relevance, using Earth Day 2025 as our lens.
And even though April 21st has passed, the influence doesn't just stop, does it?
Not at all. It feels more like a catalyst, really. A way to kick off sustained effort.
A springboard, maybe?
Right.
Propelling things forward for the rest of the year, like an annual check-in on our environmental focus.
Absolutely. And part of that focus often comes from the annual theme. Now, for 2025, let's imagine the theme was Innovate for Our Planet.
Okay. Innovate for our planet. I like that. So the idea there would be what? Highlighting new solutions.
Exactly. Putting the spotlight on, technology, creative thinking, maybe policy shifts.
Yeah.
Basically, fresh approaches to tackling environmental problems.
That makes sense. It gives a sort of direction to all the activity.
And the activity is always so varied, isn't it? You probably had large-scale demonstrations, policy debates happening.
Right, big picture stuff, but then also the really grounded things.
Like community cleanups, local workshops.
Yeah, exactly. People getting hands-on in their own neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And businesses often jump in too, right? Announcing sustainability plans.
Oh, definitely. Earth Day is a big platform for that. Plus, all the individual actions, people planting trees, trying to reduce their carbon footprint, that kind of thing.
It adds up. And you can't forget the online side of things.
No way. Social media campaigns, hashtags like hashtag Earth Day, maybe hashtag Earth Day 2025. Those spread the message incredibly wide.
And virtual events too. They really connect people across borders, all focused on the same goal. It broadens the reach. massively.
It really does show this growing global awareness. And the messaging itself, those Earth Day quotes you see everywhere.
Ah, yes, the quotes from leaders, activists, scientists.
Ordinary people, too. They really can spark reflection, can't they? And hopefully action.
They often carry that dual message, I find. You know, the urgency of the challenges, but also the hope, the potential for positive change.
That's a good point. It's not all doom and gloom. There's often that element of inspiration.
Exactly. And the visuals play a huge role there, too. Those Happy Earth Day 2025 images that were likely all over the place.
Right. Pictures of stunning landscapes, wildlife.
They do more than just look nice. They connect with you emotionally. Remind you what's at stake, why preservation matters.
Fosters that sense of shared responsibility, maybe?
Precisely. It makes the abstract feel much more tangible, more urgent. Which brings us to the enduring significance, doesn't it? Why does this one day, April 22nd, actually matter so much long term?
Well, I think the consistency is key. Knowing it's April 22nd every year gives this predictable moment for global focus.
A reliable anchor point in the calendar.
Yeah. Allows for planning, for building momentum year after year. It's not just a random date.
And that predictability must help organizations, governments, everyone, really. They can plan campaigns, initiatives well in advance.
Amplifies the impact, surely. It embeds environmental thinking into the global calendar.
So when people search, when is Earth Day, the answer, April 22nd, is constant. But that consistency serves as a recurring reminder, doesn't it?
A reminder of the planet's fragility.
Yeah.
And the need for ongoing protection.
Exactly. Which leads to that other question people might have asked yesterday or even today. Is today Earth Day?
Right. And today, the 22nd, the literal answer is no. But asking it highlights something important.
That it can't just be about one day.
Precisely. The spirit, the action. It has to extend beyond 24 hours. It needs to be part of our daily lives, our choices.
Integrated into how we operate.
Yeah.
And the word itself, Earth, it's so fundamental.
Our shared home, this incredibly complex web of life we're all part of.
And Earth Day really hammers home our collective responsibility to look after it.
Yeah. And what about the term Earth Day? Sometimes you see it blended like that.
That's interesting. To me, Earth Day kind of captures both sides. The celebration, appreciating the planet's beauty.
And the call to action, the urgency.
Exactly. Appreciation and responsibility all rolled into one. It's not just about the problems, but also about valuing what we have.
So thinking about today, April 22nd, the day after Earth Day 2025, it feels like a key moment for reflection, doesn't it?
Absolutely. A chance to process what happened yesterday, the discussions, the commitments.
And figure out how to keep the momentum going, how to translate that energy into lasting change.
That follow-through is critical. Taking the awareness and embedding it into actual practices, policies, making it stick.
Definitely. Now, to really grasp why Earth Day resonates so much today, it's worth looking back at, well, how it all started.
The history. Right. It wasn't always this huge global thing.
It really kicked off with one person's vision, didn't it? Senator Gaylord Nelson.
Yeah, back in the late 60s, he was deeply concerned about environmental degradation in the U.S., pollution, habitat loss, the whole picture.
And he saw a need to raise public awareness, to get it onto the political agenda.
And his inspiration, interestingly, came partly from the anti-war movement.
Right. He saw the power of those student-led protests, the teach-ins.
And he thought, why not do something similar for the environment? He proposed this idea of a national teach-in on the environment in the fall of '69.
And then Dennis Hayes came into the picture.
Yes, a young activist who took Nelson's idea and really ran with it. He organized that first Earth Day.
April 22nd, 1970. It's amazing how quickly it took off.
It really is. Millions of Americans participated in that first one.
And the date, April 22nd, wasn't accidental, was it? There was some strategy there.
Definitely strategic. It was a Wednesday, chosen specifically because it fell between spring break and final exams for most colleges.
So aiming for maximum student participation.
Exactly. Tapping into that student energy, which was so potent at the time. It was a smart move to mobilize that demographic.
So tracing it from Nelson's idea, through Hayes's organizing that first teach-in, right up to what we saw yesterday with Earth Day 2025, it's clearly become much more than just a day.
Oh, absolutely. It's an ongoing call, isn't it? For awareness, for action, for commitment.
A commitment to the planet's health. And yesterday's events, focusing on that theme of innovate for our planet, just added another layer to that ongoing story.
Amplified the call, for sure. Push the conversation forward again.
So that brings us to a final thought, really, for everyone listening, thinking about all the participation yesterday and that focus on innovation. Innovate for our planet. What single action do you think has the potential for the most significant long-term positive impact on our planet?
That's a big question. Lots to consider there.
It is something to mull over. We definitely encourage you to keep exploring these themes, keep thinking about the ways we can all contribute long after today.